Greens everyone, I'm Echo the Second, and welcome to the things they missed in 21W11A, the 12th snapshot for Minecraft 1.17, the Caves and Cliffs update. Now as always, I need to tell you about how this video will work. Basically, I'm not going to be reviewing the entire snapshot, but just the little things and interesting facts about it. And I'm also not implying that you have never heard or seen these features, but there's a high chance that you will see something new and interesting here. So I think you should stick around. So with that out of the way, let's get right into the features. So remember last week, you guys probably know that they said in the changelog of 21W10A that the lightning rod can now be waterlogged. But as we all knew, it was not actually waterloggable in the last snapshot. Well, they added this actually in this snapshot, so as you can see, it works now, and they definitely made sure to joke about it. Now another thing about the lightning rod is that it now has a white texture. When a lightning bolt strikes it, it'll flash white. They no longer can summon skeleton horsemen into the world. So before, it was possible to actually have them spawn from a thunderbolt that hit the lightning rod, but that no longer happens. So, into the other features, the dispenser waxing that you see was added in this snapshot doesn't actually work with axes, so you can use dispensers to wax your copper blocks automatically, but you cannot use an axe in the dispenser to strip the wax or the oxidization from the copper block. And also, waxed copper can be crafted back into regular copper, so before you couldn't, now you can craft it back into actual copper. Another thing that was added in this snapshot, or should I say fixed, is that the hanging roots have now an offset. So like most plants, they'll have some kind of random offset on the block, and also you can now break a support block and it will not stay there. If you remember the first snapshot for this, with the all the lush cave blocks that I reviewed, I made sure to demonstrate that you can actually have hanging roots and spore blossoms without support blocks, but that has been fixed in this version. So yeah, as you can see, it'll drop. They also fixed glow lichen wasting bone meal. So if you tried bone mealing glow lichen in the previous version, you would know that it was broken. But as you can see now, it'll prevent me from trying to bone meal it again, if it's already grown everywhere it possibly can. And it's also compostable now, which I think Suzuma said it's a 30% level, and I haven't really seen anybody else talk about it. But I actually know the real number. The number is 50%, so it's actually pretty highly compostable compared to some other plants. We're going to talk about some drip leaf changes. So first of all, the big drip leaf. I wanted to show you what happens when you bone meal it. This used to happen before. Oh, as you can see, it happens when I do the bottom block. So, it's a funny, it's a funny bug in my opinion. As you can see, if I keep bone mealing the very bottom part, it'll keep waterlogging the top sections, and it creates a really strange bug. Oh, that's pretty humorous. Also, if you break the top, you'll no longer be able to bone meal the bottom, so you actually need that top block to be able to keep bone mealing the drip leaf. And also the small drip leaf, as you already know, if you've seen other videos, it now has a rotation. But basically what that means is that now it has the block state for rotation. So as you can see, it's facing east or north, west, etc. You can also use bone meal as you just saw on the stem. Before you had to bone meal this top part to make it grow. Now you can just bone meal the stem as you already saw. Hoes are now the appropriate tool for harvesting blocks of moss. Before it was axes for some reason, which is not really consistent with the rest of these types of blocks. So they changed it. So if you've seen that one snapshot showcase I did with all these lush cave blocks, you will remember that there was no actual concrete answer to the question, how much light level does a glowberry plant provide? Well, actually, it's been fixed out. That was a bug when it had different levels of light. Also, glowberry vines or cave vines can now be climbed. So before amethyst, you know, it would not drop unless you used an iron pickaxe, and you could move it with pistons and even use it as what you usually use squirrel fans for in TNT dupe machines. Well, that was fixed. Now you can actually break it if you move it with pistons, and it'll drop something even if I don't have anything on me. So I'm just going to See, as you can see here. That's a good way to demonstrate it, but you always get 2 if you break it this way. And they also fixed the whole dupe thing that I already mentioned, that you could do with pistons, because now pistons cannot move them anymore. So that's it for amethyst. Now azalea bushes, they actually can now be used as fuel, and they can smell 2 items per single azalea bush, or a flowering azalea bush as well. Has the same value. Now we're going to talk about textures. I'm not going to show it because there's a lot going on, but I'm just going to read off the whole list of the things that were updated. So the signs, the wood texture on signs was updated to match 1.14. The backs of paintings were never updated, that was fixed. The jungle door texture was not updated to the new 1.14 texture in terms of the item, not the block. The sugarcane texture was changed to fit the new block texture. Hardcore freezing hearts were added. The gilded blackstone was updated to match the new blackstone that was coming out a couple snapshots ago. And there was a weird pixel on the elder guardian tail that was now fixed. Also, I found this kind of humorous. They fixed a pattern on the pumpkin. Supposedly it was interpreted as a swastika. I don't know what that's about. I can still see it, so I don't know. Good job, guys. I thought that was a weird reasoning for that one. So that's pretty much it for the textures, but there's a lot of other stuff that's going on in this version. So they fixed underwater fog, wouldn't work properly in the previous snapshot. And they also fixed the world border texture, which would go down. Now it goes up. So I don't know why that's important, but they fixed it. And also shulkers had no tint when they were being hurt. And banners were always lit, as well as some translucent blocks like honey blocks. In certain situations were always lit. The clouds in this snapshot are actually at the Y level 192. I'm not sure in which snapshot that changed, but I know that it's definitely a feature of this snapshot. So that it's a very interesting thing. They also fixed the end portal texture. So if you remember, if you go up to an end portal texture and way back out, the resolution of the pixels is not going to change, even though you're going to distance yourself from the portal itself. So they changed that to be more consistent, I guess. They also fixed chunk borders. So if I use F3 plus G, those were not rendered properly. Now they are. They also fixed alternate recipes in the recipe book of the crafting table not actually showing up at all. They increased the amount of diamonds in the world by 20%. Also ores in tough, as before they would generate as regular stone ores, now will be generating as deep slate ores. And they also fixed some of the floating water that you could see in the previous snapshot of these pools generated in a particular fashion. It would often run into floating water, so they fixed that supposedly in this snapshot. They also fixed that annoying desync bug with buckets. Also, they added enchanting back. I thought that was a hilarious bug last time. So yeah, you can enchant something now if you want. Works now. And also they fixed a problem with the fall damage. If you fall from 316 blocks, should I say from this 316 Y value, you would not take damage. That was fixed. They also fixed super flat worlds, which were not generating properly. And also I wanted to show you something really funny in this version. In the last version, the fishing rod was not properly rendering. Now it's completely broken. So it actually works. As I just demonstrated, you can pull entities. So it actually does work. The problem is that it's... Sorry, having trouble with this. So as you can see, it does work. However, it has trouble showing that. So they were trying to fix it. They eventually ended up just breaking it even more, which is really hilarious. And aside from that, there's not much to talk about anymore. They also updated now so that you would actually have statistics update when you use the spyglass. And there's a couple things with the tinted glass block. So mobs no longer can spawn on it, which they used to be able to. And it'll now not suffocate entities. So like regular glass, it does not suffocate entities in it anymore. And that's everything there is to say about 21W11A. And I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of format of video. Make sure to let me know if you do or don't. So yeah, that's pretty much it. As always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to smash subscribe, ring my bell, and as always, stay.